Hello and welcome back to the channel. So you currently join me from Lackford Lakes, and yeah, not made a video here in about 5 years. The last time I made a video was just before, or just as the country was entering the COVID lockdown. I'm not anticipating it's going to be the greatest day in the world. It is particularly cloudy. The wind is picking up and it's only going to get worse throughout the day. I don't find that particularly conducive to good wildlife or bird photography. The place is absolutely packed. The car park is completely full, and there's a coach full of children here as well, which is only going to make my wildlife photography easier, obviously. So yeah, why have I even bothered to come here and make a video? Well, it's just doom in my life at the moment, particularly when it comes to work. So I do security at an RAF base, and as you may know, Brize Norton got broken into about a week or so ago, where some pro-Palestine protesters decided to spray paint inside 3 of the engines of the aircraft and sort of damage the aircraft as well, which has had the knock-on effect of making my life, where I work at RAF Marham, a lot harder. Then the UK has announced that it wants to purchase F-35B, I think F-35A. I'm not that into aircraft, but they want to purchase the F-35s that can deliver nuclear weapons. And of course now all the anti-nuclear protesters want to kick off about that, and they actually want to do that at RAF Marham, where I work. So with all that doom and gloom going on in life, I thought I just need to get out and enjoy nature. Yesterday was my first day off, which was already completely ruined because it was just a recovery day from the shift that I'd had. So yes, let's get out onto Lackford Lakes. It's been a very long time, and hopefully there's not too many people here to make this video really hard. Let's go. Well, the kiddies are gone. There's not much here. There's just gulls, lapwings, coots, geese. Kingfishers probably not going to show up because kingfishers just do what they like. But yeah, everything's too far away, so I'll probably go find another hide, preferably without children in. So I've been in Bernard's Hide for about an hour, and when I got here there was a heron just making its way around the reed bed. I was kind of hoping that it would catch a fish, so I started filming in slow motion, which looks pretty cool. And then not long after that, a kingfisher ended up coming in with a fish and perching, and it just took far too long to get the shot because the background behind him was basically a reflection of the sky and the water, so it was horribly overexposed and it just didn't make for a nice image. So I was trying everything I could to try and make it look good, and then he flew off not long after. So since then, I've actually been messing around with the autofocus sets. So what I've done is put the camera in set 1, and I've adjusted the AF sensitivity to -2, AF area switching sensitivity +1, and moving subject prediction to +1, because I was trying to get some terns. They were the closest birds that were flying near to this hide, so I figured it makes sense to go for them, and I just couldn't really get focus with them too well, and it's because the teleconverter does affect the autofocus. So yeah, I've adjusted that and it's worked quite well. I've now got kids about to come into the hide, so yeah, I don't know how much longer I'll be staying in here. A nice gentleman asked if it was all right if the kids come in, and you can't say no. They deserve to be here as much as me. So yeah, probably spend maybe about another half hour in this hide because it's yielded okay results so far. And yeah, we'll carry on around the reserve after that. One of the problems I've been having, if you just look out to the front, is I was just speaking to a gentleman, and the reeds have grown up apparently probably about 2 meters in the last month. So it's really hard to get a good view of all the gulls and geese and ducks all out in the middle area, and nothing seems to want to settle in this little pool here. Now obviously we did have the kingfisher earlier, but it's 12:42 and it's not been back, so it could be a trip to another hide, could yield some better results, but it's such a beautiful view. It's so relaxing, and yeah, it's just I'm taking this as like a mental health day, because wildlife photography and being out in nature is really, really good for that. Yeah, so a lot has happened since I last spoke to the camera. What ended up happening was in Bernardshide, where I'm currently at now, a heron just gradually made its way closer and closer and closer and perched on a stick just really close to the hide. I was in the pre-burst mode or pre-capture on other cameras, and I was waiting, holding the shutter down, waiting for him to do something. It was inevitable. And then my elbow started cramping up because I was leaning on the hide. And of course, a coot decided to lunge at him, and I just completely missed the moment. So yeah, not happy with that. I then went to Paul's hide, which then I met a subscriber called Ray. So it was really nice to meet you, mate. We ended up talking for far too long. Also, the children came in to the hide, and then it rained, and I completely missed focus on a Tern, and it would have looked absolutely beautiful. So I did get some shots, but the perfect green background, white Tern, and the raindrops in the background, I faffed about too much basically and just missed that perfect shot. So yeah, there's a recurring theme going on that when I make YouTube videos, I make stupid decisions because I'm really not focusing on the task at hand, which is why I stopped making videos for a little while, because I noticed that the photography was suffering. And then it was quiet at Paul's hide for a good amount of time. So Ray said that Lackford Lakes actually closes at 5, which is a bit extreme. I mean, that's when the best kind of light is starting to appear in the UK of an evening. So having to go at 5 kind of sucks. So I've decided to come back to Bernardshide because there was a great white egret, and I'm hoping he's just on the other side of the reeds in front of me. Hopefully he will come into this little pool area, and then I'll give that half an hour. If he doesn't, I'll just go and explore the rest of the reserve. So yeah, apologies for the fact that this video is probably not going to be as good as some of the others. But yeah, I can only do what I can do. And it's just nice to be out. I've got no phone signal. It's just nice to relax a little bit. I guess one little side benefit of my new vlogging setup is that I guess I'm sort of forced to admit what I'm doing. So recently, I mean, I never would tell people that I do YouTube. I don't go around nature reserves going, oh, I'm on YouTube, look at me, I'm so amazing. Because I'm not. But yeah, I'm kind of forced to admit what I'm doing. And it's kind of cool that I'm bumping into people that are actually interested. And two, just of late, I've met a fair few people that are subscribed to the channel. I mean, worldwide, it's not like I'm going to bump into subscribers every day, but seeing as I'm going to a lot of the same reserves, it only makes sense that eventually you're going to meet someone that's subscribed to your channel. And it's really nice that, you know, they have positive things to say. And yeah, probably better photographers than me. Just because I do YouTube doesn't mean I'm any good. But then saying that, just because I'm not a professional doesn't mean that I'm not any good. So yeah, I'm babbling now because it's really quiet out. The heron is back. I might be able to make up for my past errors. It's not bad. Oh, it's in manual focus. Yeah, that's another problem I have, because the G9, to avoid the pulsing with the autofocus, a lot of the time I'm using manual focus. If I had another G9 II, I could just put it in human detect and that's it. Jobs are good and phase detect autofocus, amazing for video, amazing for photos. But yeah, I'm having to use manual focus on the G9 a lot of the time. We've got an hour and 15 minutes at this reserve. I'm going to hedge my bets on this Heron. Yeah, time will tell if I regret that decision. Well, that was a little bit anticlimactic. The Heron caught a large fish, but what it did is I did a 60 FPS pre-burst, which enabled me to capture the moment, but the Heron actually went diving practically underneath the water to get the fish, and between that and then him then turning to in the reeds, it's obscured. The pictures are effectively worthless, and then to make it worse, I forgot that when you're doing a pre-burst and it's writing the photos to the SD card, you then can't record video. So the Heron actually had it in his beak. I went to record video and couldn't record it, so I missed. Not only did I miss the photos, I actually ended up missing out on the video as well. So yeah, a little bit annoyed about that. It's a good sized fish, so I can't see him probably catching another for a while. He washed it down with some water. So yeah, I guess I got to kind of make these mistakes because I'm not used to, full thanks to the channel, I'm now doing photos and videos at the same time and making all kinds of mistakes. But again, this is why you come out as often as you can. The more mistake, you don't learn from the mistakes that you don't make. I mean, even today, adjusting the autofocus with the birds earlier, and now this issue with recording video, it's not something that I really considered, but I've made those mistakes and I now know not to do them again. What I should have done is just videoed the whole sequence, so it would have been in 5.7K at 60 frames a second. And yeah, unfortunately I've not really got anything usable. So yes, I'll probably sit here and procrastinate for a little while longer. And yeah, an hour left of today. So I was just sat here pondering what I'm going to say at the end of the video, and then I just realised that I was at peace. I've just been sat watching some coots and some ducks, and the heron's still out there as well, and I just suddenly realised how relaxed, how kind of at one with nature that I felt. I'm just sort of sat here completely relaxed. And I was just thinking about, how the ducks, even though the birds are 3 different species and they're just coexisting perfectly. No conflict, just peace. And that's what I want in my life all the time. So yes, I might not have got the best shots today, but somewhere inside I've got a little bit more peace. How profound, Joe. So I've just come to the top of Towerhide, just because I've not been up here in its current state. Towerhide was different last time I was here, and it certainly offers unique elevation, and you can really see everything going on all around the water area. Was hoping to perhaps see a kingfisher on one of these perches, but sadly that's not to be. Probably not the best hide photographically, but for nature lovers and birders, you've definitely got unique sort of views up here. So yeah, I think we'll chill out here for a bit and then head back to the car park, because sadly the reserve closes in 25 minutes. But yeah, look at these views. Lackford it's a pretty reserve. So I have about 9 minutes until the car park closes. The reserve actually closes at 5. Just want to reflect on the day really. I mean, it's been really good to get out somewhere new. I haven't been to Lackford Lakes for quite a long time now, and it's just been a nice kind of mental health day with all the stuff that's going on at work and all that kind of thing. It's good to just be out in nature, relax, take things steady, meet new people. It was really good meeting up with Ray earlier. He was using an OM1 with the 300mm F4. So yeah, it's always good to have a little chat about stuff. I put a bit too much pressure on myself sometimes because the longer you've been doing wildlife photography, naturally the better results or the best results that you expect all of the time. Me being on YouTube, yes, I'm not big, but I think my audience kind of expects a certain standard, and I think that I put a little bit too much pressure on myself at times trying to deliver that. That's not necessarily what wildlife photography is about. Professional wildlife photography, sure, the results and the gear and all that good of stuff, that's what matters. But for normal people like myself and perhaps yourselves, it's about getting out, de-stressing, enjoying nature, and the results are kind of secondary to that. I still think I got some really good clips and some good photos as well. So yeah, definitely need to stop putting pressure on myself, and yeah, this afternoon I've kind of let that. Apologies for the disjointed kind of nature of the video. I couldn't really control the children being here, and I also don't want to vlog when there's people in the hide with me. They might not necessarily like that, and it's also a bit embarrassing for me as well. If you've enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit it with a thumbs up. It really does help the channel, and it helps push wildlife photography out to people that are interested in it. Please also leave your comments if you've got any questions. I always endeavour to get back to all of your comments. And yes, if you're interested in any of the gear that I use, please see the full description. I put affiliate links into all the gear that I use as well. And yes, now have 9 minutes and 30 seconds. Till next time.